Since Donald Trump won the election just a few days ago on November 5th, many celebrities have announced that they're leaving X. Many of them are joining Blue Sky. I'm starting to actually view this as genuinely positive, even for X, but positive for America and the world as a whole. And the reason is almost all the celebrities that have left that I have seen are suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. And for there to be a healthy discourse on X, I firmly believe there needs to be a right wing, a sensible right wing, and a sensible left wing. The sensible left wing in recent years has just totally left the building. I don't think this would be true like in all points of history. Maybe around 2003, 2004, probably you could argue that the right wing, the sensible right wing, had left the building at that point in time, kind of around the Iraq War. But in 2024, the left wing cannot even argue why people should vote for it. It's all Trump is this, Trump is that, this identity group is this identity group is that. Just looking at this list here, a lot of these celebrities that have left is George Takei, even Ben Stiller as of late. A lot of these people are just Trump derangement syndrome that go on and on about all the problems of Donald Trump, yet they don't provide any positive vision for the Democratic Party, which I'll highlight two prominent people that left just in a second, Joy Reid and Sonny Hostin. But this is, I'm on Blue Sky's, I don't have an account or anything, but I just searched Blue Sky. I'm on the homepage. It's all Trump derangement syndrome. This stuff should actually leave X. Just kind of go on to Blue Sky and yap about this to each other. Just holler into a pillow over there. That's fine. I really hope that a more sensible left wing, like even, I don't agree with this politics, but even Bernie Sanders or people that have that ideology would provide a more healthy discourse. Or lately, like a person like John Fetterman, at least is willing to engage and talk about why Donald Trump won and the reasons why, like in his state of Pennsylvania, he was able to connect with voters. You can't even have an argument if the people's position is just Trump derangement syndrome, and they just can't accept that anyone could vote for this guy or that he provides anything of value to anybody. We've been dealing with this for 10 years. It's just gone on way too long. And again, like, go to Blue Sky and just holler at each other about that. Like, look, this is so Blue Sky. This is just the random homepage. It's all TDS. This guy, Robert Reich, definitely has Trump derangement syndrome. He's also a guy that was mad about Elon Musk recently about free speech, which is a really suspect thing to say. This person here I've seen on Twitter before, definitely Trump derangement syndrome. George Conway, definitely Trump derangement syndrome. It's all like, look at it, they're still complaining, like all the Blue Sky stuff, complaining about Elon Musk. And again, like I'm just hopping over here. It's all Mehdi Hassan, definitely a Trump derangement syndrome guy, which Mehdi Hassan is actually, it's kind of disappointing because I think he actually probably has like the IQ and is capable of having a more reasonable discussion, but he doesn't do that. So he's, I think, a terrible political commentator because he just can't let that go. Now I'll highlight here quickly two people that are leaving X, and it's actually good in my opinion. Hopefully someone fills the void from the left-wing perspective and could just argue. Maybe they argue for higher marginal tax rates for rich people and why that could be good for the middle class. That's not what the left talks about anymore. They talk about hysteria. They talk about woke stuff. Yeah.
Today I finally did something. Hey guys, so today I finally did something I've been meaning to do for a while. And the reason for doing it, and kissing goodbye my 1.9 million followers over there, is because I hadn't been posting for a long time. I just didn't want to contribute content once it was purchased by its present owner. But just having it there, I was only holding on to it because I, really didn't want someone trying to take over that name and using it for nefarious purposes. So I was a little bit worried about that. And also every so often I would use it to just like sort of look at news that was trending and what's happening. And I would just sort of use it as like an aggregator. But I just realized that that's not really worth it, because in order to like do the news aggregation and just look at all, you have to wade through a lot of dreck and a lot of just abuse and a lot of just negativity. And it's just not worth it. And, hey guys, so today.
So there's Joy Reid. I mean, not really the most, she almost didn't say anything there. But anyway, this one, Sunny Hostin here, she also deleted her account. Probably nobody since the election of Donald Trump has embarrassed themselves more than Sunny Hostin. She's actually like completely out of her mind. I would even argue that she's just a genuinely hateful person.
I want to dig further.
She really wants division. I think this is somebody that's really struggling with the fact that America's not buying the we're all racist stuff anymore, or the world in general. And she just really wants to keep dividing everybody into little boxes. And to be totally honest, she perfectly embodies what I'm talking about. I don't think she is capable of talking about anything else other than identity politics. She probably got her job, her career based on that entirely. And I don't even know if what I'm saying is unreasonable based on just every time I see her on television, it's all she talks about. I don't think she's capable, to be honest, of having an economic discussion. Or if she was, like, where is it? She could surprise me at any time by starting to talk about economics or foreign or domestic policy, but her entire game is identity politics.
Well, I want to dig further into the demographics because black women tried to save this country again last night. 92% of black women voted for the vice president. You have Latinas in the 70 percentile voting for the vice president. What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding.
That is such a dig. That is such an obvious, just smug dig at people that didn't go to college. Like, that's incredible. Maybe 40 years ago, that was more relevant, but people can educate themselves very easily now. That is such a ridiculous thing to say, and she loves that. She really dug in, really twisted the knife into that statement. That's insane.
You have Latino men actually voting more for him, and you have and black men was not the story. We're not the story here because they voted almost 80% for the vice president. Right. So why do you think
that still is down though relative to what they normally get for Democrats?
That uneducated white women voted against their reproductive health freedoms, and why do you think?
Again, uneducated white women. Just she loves to keep just bringing that up. That's so gutless.
Latino men voted in favor of someone that's going to deport, says he's going to deport the majority of his community.
White women like being called uneducated white women. I think the economy matters, national security matters. But when you put people in these boxes, I think that's a takeaway from this race.
We have to look at the demographics of it.
So look, a takeaway from that, I mean, is that not already obvious? People don't want to be called uneducated. It's very reasonable. And again, it's very, even if it's true, which it's not, because a college degree in 2024 does not determine at all how smart or how educated you are. Again, the internet is essentially free for everybody. There's all the information is pretty much in the entire world on the internet. Anyone can educate themselves if they really want to somewhat quickly. And the other thing is just a college degree. It's not nearly as important as it was, like I said, 30 or 40 years ago for many industries. And it's just like, aside from that, it's just completely rude and completely ridiculous to be saying that uneducated white women, Latino, Latina, this type of thinking, this type of mentality about viewing the world through this prism, go to Blue Sky. Like, it's actually fine. And I'm not trying to sound rude when I say that, but if you like whatever, X could be a better place if there was a more robust political debate. And unfortunately, and it's not X's fault, so many people on the left are just struggling with Trump derangement syndrome. And I just think that's the truth. I know that sounds maybe blunt, but there could be such a more reasonable and useful debate if people came at it from policy first, personalities second. I know Donald Trump, to be fair, I guess, he does obviously play to that a bit. Like, he says crazy stuff and he kind of gets the people going. Like what's that movie, Blades of Glory? It gets the people going. So, but anyway, I still think you need to be able to understand there is a lot of good in what Donald Trump does as a politician. Maybe he's rough around the edges, but whatever. So anyway, with that said, I'll finish the video here, but I think perhaps the exodus from X to Blue Sky will actually turn out to be positive, and it might just be literally temporary too. Like, all these people might rush back to X in a couple months once they realize that Blue Sky's not taking off, but I mean, you can't predict the future. We will see what happens. So with that said, thank you for watching this video. Have a great day.